So I am jumping in on the video right now. I'm sort of hovering here with Henry Haight, who's a marvelous artist. There's so much to say. We were chatting just before we started about the struggle that artists go through. And I'm going to give the floor over to you, Henry.
Hello. Hi. I think the struggle with an artist, if I'm honest, you don't ever hear an architect or an accountant say, they have a counting block, or creative people tend to have this neurosis or mental instability in a sense, because I think I heard the word poetic curse. You're given this gift that you're supposed to hand in work and give it to the people or share it with others. And you have this doubt that am I any good, and do I have a real discernible talent to sustain a livelihood or an income, or make an impact, not so much make a difference in the world, but influence others to do work as well. And I think you're trying to convey a narrative or a message that you want to say to the world and share with the world, and you kind of have this doubt in your head that not that your work is infallible, but that you hope that you somehow make a difference and create a dialogue, or you convey your message to where you change people's perspectives, or bring an understanding of how you see the world and a different point of view to others. Because artists do observe. I don't necessarily buy into the fact that artists should just have a gimmick or just do one style or whatever. It is up to us to virtually convey a message or filter how we see the world and share that with others. That's what I want to do, and I think the internal struggle is you hope that you get that message across, but then there's a tension of trying to make sure that your work has an impact in some form visually, that's for me arresting, and the composition is right and all these other things, technically speaking, but then aesthetically you want to make sure that it is true to who you are as a person. And I find that with tattooing, you're kind of you hit the glass roof because you're conveying other people's wants and narratives to bring an identity to them. But as an artist, you are trying to bring an identity to yourself and your work and what you want to say. And you have to commit to your whole life to try to do that. And hopefully that then the span of say 40, 50 years, your work does start to clarify that, and people say, oh, okay, this guy's the real deal, or not so much. But even with your work, it's kind of like having this relationship with you and the painting, or you and the print. And I wish I was one of those artists who could just, like Bob Ross, who could just paint happy clouds and big snowy mountains and big trees, but I don't find peace in that. My work is based on sin and salvation, redemption and damnation, and normally it's at the hands of us, our own selves, and that internal struggle. And being a former Catholic, I want to convey that maybe, you know, we're our worst enemies, but at the same time, why is it so difficult for us to love ourselves and our vices, and that whole Catholic guilt of bringing shame and mourning our genuine animal instincts. That's what I try to do. But I've found that now you have to become a brand, or you have to not that I'm some character or whatever, but I think that you will be sussed out eventually. And sometimes I always had that fear that I might be sussed out, like you're a fraud. And I don't think I'm a fraud, but because I'm just trying to be me. And at the same time, you want your work to reflect how you feel, and you're putting your heart on your sleeve, I guess, and you turn your art in, and you have to release it, and you have that, which is nice, but at the same time, it's that ping ponging of for me, creatively, of trying to get it out in a sense to where the layout has to be right. Like I said, I don't find peace in painting happy clouds. And I think that is where most artists, they dedicate their whole lives to that, rather than ones who just go, well, I want a lot of money, and I want fame, and eventually, if you keep at it long enough, you will find your audience, and those people gravitate towards you. But you have to have that passion and that conviction to dedicate it, your whole body, your mind, and your mental state to it.
Well, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you.